I've never been one to enjoy being in the center of attention. I've always cringed at the idea of sharing anything I created. I often care too much about what others think of me. And I usually feel like I'm not good enough. But despite all that, I make videos that I post on the internet for everyone to see. So why? I think most of us have this one thing we've always been curious about. You know how a while back I said I wanted to start my own YouTube channel? So I ordered a camera last night and I think I'm just gonna try it. But it never quite happened. Here we are 2 years later, and this will hopefully now be my first video. But I don't know, it's such a weird urge that I have, but I figured I wanted it for so long, so why don't I just try? If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but at least I tried, and I won't have to always wonder what would happen if I actually did it,
Are you filming? Okay, I'm ready.
It was something that had been nagging at me for years, ever since I was a little girl. But as I got older, I just labeled it as a silly little childhood dream and assumed it would fade away eventually. But it didn't. When I went to college, I assumed that surely this time around it would fade away. Surely I'd find a new dream somewhere along the way. But I didn't. Year after year, this silly little dream kept on living in the back of my mind. And every once in a while, I'd find that spark of motivation. But every time, I'd end up finding an excuse not to go through with it.
Why am I so awkward?
So, year after year, I found myself back where I started. But after so many years of giving up before I had even started, I felt that it was now or never. That I owed it to myself to actually try.
How do you feel? First video.
Now I'm getting nervous.
Are you stressed?
No.
Nervous? Stressed?
Nervous.
Okay. That's good nervous. Good nervous. It's the start of something big. Something big.
It's about a year later now, and honestly, while a lot has happened, not much has changed. Yet everything is different. You see, in my head, in order to follow this dream, I needed to know what I was doing before I started doing it. I've built YouTube up so much in my head to the point where there's now a barrier, because I have a feeling that I need to have such a specific goal or purpose or strategy in mind to post. And so in my head, following this dream before I was ready was going to change everything. And for some reason I just get really embarrassed, and so I'd rather not try to kind of save myself from that embarrassment of learning and making mistakes. I had assumed people would make fun of me, that I'd feel stupid for even trying. But that didn't happen. Nothing really changed. So, what's different? The difference is that for the first time in years, I haven't had this what if question nagging at me. I haven't had to shove down this creative urge that I've had, or felt like I had to label it as a silly little dream. I haven't had to wait around for the right time to finally give it a shot, a time that realistically never comes. And I also haven't had to spend hours looking for the perfect songs for my videos. And that's thanks to MusicBed. One of the more frustrating and tedious sides of creating videos is finding the perfect songs to accompany them. That is, of course, unless you're using MusicBed. Their extensive catalog with over 60,000 songs is curated with filmmakers in mind, and I don't have to spend hours browsing sites to find the perfect song for my video. They have incredibly helpful tools like their search by song AI feature, which gets me the perfect song in just a few clicks. All I need to do is put in any of my favorite songs and it will find a bunch of them with a similar sound and feel. If you're a creator looking for that extra meaningful touch to your videos, there will be a link in my description for a 14-day free trial, and I highly encourage you to check it out. I have over 10 years of experience in convincing myself not to chase this dream. And throughout the years, I kept telling myself that there was going to be a perfect time during which the circumstances were just right and I'd finally build up the guts to do it. But that time never came. I think we often use the excuse of it just not being the right time to not do the things we want to do or delay the things we want to pursue, and then they end up never happening or barely happening. Especially when it comes to chasing your dreams, there are so many factors that you can't control. So telling yourself that at some point in the future there will be a right time during which you can pursue your dreams is much easier than facing the discomfort of chasing your dreams despite of all of the things that you can't control. And that's what I did for over 10 years. I kept pushing it further and further, convincing myself that there would be such a right time, but a right time doesn't exist. You're always going to find reasons not to do it or excuses to wait just a little longer. You're probably never going to feel like you're good enough or skilled enough or ready enough. And that list can go on really, but the discomfort of trying by far beats the regret of never knowing what could have been. I think over this past year of actually giving it a shot, the one thing that I've felt the most was just a really great sense of pride. Not because I made it or I think my videos are so amazing or anything like that, because I don't think that's really true, but purely because I tried. And I don't know if this dream is going to work out or if it's going to be what I thought it would be or anything like that. But regardless of what happens and regardless of whether I succeed or not, the fact that I tried and I gave it a shot is probably the most rewarding bit. Not because it can potentially lead to a great success, because it can also potentially lead to a really big failure, but I think it's rewarding because it's pretty much the only thing you can control in chasing your dreams. And in spite of all of the things that you can't control, you're still giving it a shot.